So I'm gonna say this: like, if my woman get mad at me, we probably finna have sex. She got, you know what I'm saying? Like, my kids are very well taken care of. So, you know what I'm saying? When you got money, you can take care of your kids. You know what I mean? I'm here to find love, not a babysitter.
Okay.
But that gap, though, I know that throw deep. I'm sorry. Arguing is that's just very traumatic. That's like what we fight for. Like, that's, to me, that's gonna turn me on. If a woman fussing at me, my first thing I'm gonna think is you need some fixing.
Oh, okay.
Dad is coming home to fix it, so we fixing it.
Okay.
You know, we ain't got to argue. You know what I'm saying? Cause like, what we arguing for? Like, you know, I don't know if y'all agree with me or what. Like, what we arguing about? You know what I'm saying? Most likely, I'm probably gonna come in and start helping you clean up. You know what I'm saying? But the dinner probably ain't gonna get cooked. It's probably over with for the dinner. We're probably gonna have to order out.
Now, is he someone that's your type?
You know, yes and no. I would say it's off of first glance, right? We only have the first meeting. I'm not digging the whole look. Again, you kind of a little bit remind me of the bad boy type, right? You said you're 37? Is that it?
I'm 39.
39?
Wrong.
Oh, excuse me.
Wrong.
Okay, yes. So it was given a little bit.
Wrong.
Hi, my name is Akeem, and I am the founder, chairman, CEO, president, vice president, and the dean of Ran-DomU University. We offer a vast variety of courses, everything from psychology of the fake alpha male to cringe studies to pause 101. Now, if you're interested in joining this university, please call or text the number on the screen at 1555 Ran-DomU. Are you ready? Welcome back to the U. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, I'm still sitting here lazy in the hoodie. Feel free to join the video, AJ. I'm sitting right over here. I didn't get off the couch. I did slide a little bit though, which is good. That's progress. You know, it's all about progress. 12 steps. I'm currently in AA because I'm once again reacting to Pop the Balloon. Yep, doing it again. But this video is going to be a little bit different. Today we're focusing on one individual and one individual only, though I do want to go back and react to this whole video because this was probably one of the more interesting episodes of Pop the Balloon. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, I have consumed way too much Pop the Balloon. I have seen way too many episodes. I'm not like one of those crazed, fanatics that might, hold and actually buy the seasons on Blu-ray and some crazy stuff like that. But I have seen a lot of this, and this was one of the more interesting ones, and the guy we're going to review today reminds me a whole lot of Dr. Elam, the guy that every woman popped the balloon as soon as he walked on set because they already knew what was up. If this guy ever shows his face again, and if he ever pops, or shows up by himself, they will pop all the balloons, especially if it's women who actually viewed this show, because there's something about this guy that felt a little off. He was funny, did make me laugh, but we're going to go down and get through these critiques, and get to it, because this was a very, very funny episode, actually. But I really want to go through all of it at some point in time, because everybody had some good points, and there were some interesting matches. Like at the point in time that you will see in this video, pretty much, well, actually, I want to go through all of it. What the hell am I talking about? Anyway, hit the buttons.
I teach financial literacy, and I teach social and economic development.
Okay.
And right now, I just started doing relationship counseling.
Okay. And how do you show love in a relationship?
In a relationship, I show love based on how it's reciprocated. So I show love by making sure my woman's taken care of. I think that's the most important thing in relationships, make sure your partner is taken care of, all needs, like not just one thing, but like on all bases, emotionally, physically, spiritually, you know what I'm saying? It's just the reality of a relationship.
Look, I get what he's saying on the surface, but for somebody who's supposed to have all these job titles, which, by the way, once again, if you have all these job titles, for me, that gives red flags for being poor as hell, because anybody who has all these job titles, they're making up for something. It usually means because they're always getting fired or they're always getting laid off, they're getting let go from jobs. As a person who's never been fired, I don't know what that life is like, to be constantly in and out of jobs, be constantly in and out of work, not knowing when my next check is coming. Boy, that is a tough situation to be in. I don't know how you just live as a career crash out. Not saying this guy is, but that is the life of many. Many are career crash outs. But this guy gave some really vague advice here. Very, very, very bland, unseasoned chicken advice over here. It didn't have any substance. Like, this stuff didn't even have calories. It was just vague. Produce and provide on all levels, anything and everything. What is that? Is that paying bills? Is that helping around the house? Is that trying to be a good husband? Building a relationship that's actually going to go somewhere? Is that like, cultivating a friendship amongst you two? What is it? Tell me.
Can you reiterate that one more time?
Like, if you guys get into a disagreement, how do you handle it? Do you like give her the cold shoulder? Do you just go silent?
So
What do you do?
I'm gonna say this: like, if my woman get mad at me, we probably finna have sex.
Okay.
First off, but I don't argue. I didn't grow up in a household where my parents argue. And I thank them every day for that. I really do. I praise my parents every day because they probably did argue because people had their differences, but they did it in some dark room or something. They never did it in front of me and my siblings.
They might not have argued in front of you and your siblings, but it sounds like they banged a whole lot in front of you and your siblings. For your response to be, well, if we're arguing, that means we're going to end up banging. I mean, that just seems like a strange response, which means for me, like, you like a combative woman. It means you like to be turned on by the fact that a woman likes to lash out, which, look, sometimes I get what you're saying, but I mean, this means you kind of like some dominatrix type of stuff, which means you like being tied to the bed. You like to be held against your will. You like to be handcuffed. I tell you what, this guy I know is into some kinky stuff. This guy loves butter. I just don't like the fact that he immediately went to the fact that, like, oh yeah, we're going to end up banging. That is a red flag. That's deflection. That's not addressing anything. I mean, at some point in time, you're going to have a disagreement and you need to talk about it. I mean, what? She's just going to start yelling at you and you're going to start unzipping your pants? I mean, like, is that what we're going to start doing now? Like, I mean, she's just going to be yelling at you and you're just like, all right, yeah, that's what's up. I mean, like, dang, dude, I don't know. Something about that seems a little off.
So I'd say every day I appreciate them for that because I got friends that I grew up with and I went to their house and their parents argued and they in argumentative relationships. But I think that in relationships, the key to it is talking it out. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to want the relationship. You're not always going to like your partner. So you got to really talk it out. You know what I'm saying? You got to want the relationship. So if you want the relationship enough, then you'll be willing to talk it out and work it out and work through your differences because arguing that's just very traumatic. That's like what we fight for. Like to me that's gonna turn me on. If a woman fussing at me, the first thing I'm gonna think is you need some fixing.
Oh, okay.
Dad is coming home to fix it, so we fixing it.
Okay.
We ain't got to argue. You know what I'm saying? Cause like what we arguing for? Like I don't know if y'all agree with me or what. Like what we arguing about? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I do in a relationship. I don't argue. I try to work through things.
Okay. Thank you.
This guy's another coolie. This is a guy who just can't stop talking. Damn, dog. Just cut it off. Cut the umbilical. Do you not know when to snip the wire? I understand not everybody knows when to snip, like whether it's red, blue, or green, if you're going to try to not blow up the bomb. But homie, just cut off the tongue. Stop talking. Please. You're just rambling. Like, bro. He's the kind of guy at dinner that he would just carry the conversation and not let anybody else get in. He would just keep talking, even though other people keep trying to obviously add some insights to the conversation or just add some, substance to it. And he's a person who just keeps going. Like, bruh, come on, I get it. But dang, man, stop talking. And yes, it did. It was a kink. It's something he likes his woman to be feisty. And I mean, look, hey, it's all right. It is one of those, things. But I just... bruh just gives me some weird energy here because everything about him seems like he's just about trying to take off that turtleneck and chains, or actually I don't know, he strikes me as to try to keep the chain on, even though he's got this pot belly. If you look, I'm trying my best not to be a dick now because he's only 5 years older than me, or 4 years. I think it's 4 years older than me. This guy, to have all this thought process, I mean, he ain't built like that.
Righty. Okay, sorry. Okay, so why'd you have your balloon unpopped?
So I didn't pop my balloon because she seemed like a person that was really looking for a match and a person that's really looking for some understanding and some guidance, So I didn't pop my balloon because she seemed like a woman that's, we out here looking for love. She seemed like she needs some guidance. But, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, no, seriously, because she's here. She's here, so she obviously looking for some guidance, but, she can't recognize the prize.
Bruh, you're here. What are you talking about? I got neighbors. I got to keep it down, but it popped a balloon. Do you not see the hypocrisy in that statement? Maybe not. Because he's one of those people, I believe, who just starts talking and they say so many different things. They give so many different takes on stuff they never realize when they're being a complete hypocrite. They just talk and talk and talk and talk and don't realize half the stuff they say is contradicting something they said about 10 minutes earlier. That's him. She's over here. She's not seeing the prize. The prize. And oh my God, he called himself the prize. Can't trust him. Red flag. Another, skinny jeans, ripped jeans, almost 40 years old, whatever's going on with this belt buckle, the multiple chains, I'm telling you, this isn't a good sign. He's got one of those Stephen A. Smith hairlines and he's already got dreads to go with it. I'm telling you, nothing is good here. I don't like it. He's trying to hold on to this hairline and you know what? He actually needs to give it up. Because if he got rid of that, he would have a hairline like Derek White. Derek White was smart. He listened to the criticism, he listened to his teammates, and he shaved that head. It was better off for him. Now, homie's still pulling it off a little bit here. He's better off than most. But something about this get up here just reeks of everything that he's already spewing out of his mouth. You know what? He's a perfect reflection of what he is speaking, actually. If you just pay attention, you know what I mean?
You know, so obviously she make a lot of bad decisions. How many kids do you have?
I'm done, Arlette.
How many kids do you have?
I'm not here to answer.
So why'd you pop his balloon?
For this exact reason.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
This is where it starts to really go off the wagon. I mean, early, you know what I'm saying? Like, because there's many more women to pop up on the show. Why is he questioning this woman like this? Why are you calling this woman out like this? What has she done to you besides show up on the show? Besides appear here, why are you grilling her like this? Telling her that, oh my God, obviously you done made some bad choices in your life. Bro, you pushing 40. Clearly, you have made some bad choices if you sitting here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and blow it for you. Spoiler alert, he's got 2 kids. He drops that on somebody later in this episode, but it's like, yeah, bro. He got 2 kids. One's 15 and one is 9 months years old. 9 months. I said 9 months years. Either way, 9 months old. Fresh out. Baby just popped out the microwave and he is over here on Pop the Balloon. And he's talking about other people having issues, bad decision making, questionable decision.
Why'd you end up popping his balloon?
Because he went right to sexual, opposed to how do you communicate and, so.
Well, intimacy is the most important thing in a relationship, because if you can't intimately satisfy your woman, then she gonna go around the corner or next door, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't all about sex, though. Relationships is definitely 100% not about sex, so you missed it, though.
You just said intimacy is the most important part of a relationship, but then you said sex isn't the most important part. Now, I understand sex and intimacy are 2 different things, but why is it when I look at this brother, I get a different type of feel when he's talking about intimacy? I feel like he only knows one level of intimacy, and that is screwing. That is getting busy. Getting jiggy with it is the only thing he knows, because that's the only thing he's trying to sense up out of this first chick. And it becomes a common theme later. This dude is driven by his dong alone. Like, his brain is literally, the joystick is his dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. I really try to refrain from saying terrible things on this platform. But
you missed the part where I articulated it in everything else that I said. So maybe it's some guidance that's missing in your life. Maybe, I don't know, maybe your upbringing is different than mine.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing.
Let's head back.
okay, yes, I guarantee you that her upbringing was definitely much different than yours, because y'all have different energies. Y'all react to things differently. I don't blame her for wanting to pop your balloon. I would be, thrown off, and it would be a red flag to me if the main things that somebody was talking to me about is just, banging, immediately right out the gate. If a chick was already talking about busting it wide open for me on the first date, like just openly talking about it, now if it progressed to that, different deal. But if she was just talking about, I'm just going to start taking it off for you right here and there whenever I am ready, I'm going to have concerns. I'm going to think she's definitely passed that around to many other guys. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be used up. I think she's going to have been on the path to being Lily Phillips. That's the things I'm going to be thinking of. And I don't know. I think she made the right choice. And this man keeps talking about guidance. She needs guidance from you. The confused professor, the man who doesn't know how many job titles you have, because you'll start noticing like he already listed 3 job titles here. Eventually he'll say that he has like 7 businesses, and then he'll talk about I'm a business owner. And I mean, I'm telling you, there's so many things that don't make any sense, and you're like, you know what? If you can just peel off that really thick layer of bullshit, you might actually find a human underneath there, but probably not.
It's emotional intelligence to you.
Mac 39, emotional intelligence to me is the 7 chakras. You know what I'm saying? Learning that first, and the ability to speak things into existence. So like, you know, when you're in a relationship, if a woman is always mad or unencouraged, you know, your relationship is going to go negative. It's going to go in a bad direction. So learning the 7 chakras would be emotional intelligence to me, because once you capitalize on that, then it's a ballpark from there, you know.
You know, I sit here and I think, why do I feel that this is the type of guy who would say astrology is bullshit, but he's out here talking about the 7 chakras? Talking about hitting all the pressure points, the mind, the body, the spine, the knees, the feet, all of it tied together right to your genitals. That's where he believes the 7 chakras like end up. They're all lined up just so they can go shooting out for you.
Popped.
So I think that the law school thing got me. You know, when she said the law school, because you know I own 7 businesses, so I always need a good lawyer. So that was the main thing that got me, right? But you know, I was really just skeptical on her decision making, because she on the show and she in law school, and it's like a million men should be chasing you. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like this too. Maybe I was too much, you know what I'm saying? When I hit one of those 7 chakras, she looked at me like, ooh, tasty. but she also looked like...
So my thing is, I don't know if he's trolling or not. He seems like he has a good sense of humor, but he's also a person who wouldn't know when to stop talking. He's a person who doesn't know when to just let the story end, let the conversation die. You know, sometimes you do beat, you know, that dead horse, and you're like, okay, the conversation's kind of done. Somebody's going to have to cut it here, and then we just kind of go on about our business, or we move on to the next subject. He's the kind of guy who will keep trying to keep that same thing going, and it's like, okay, man, it was funny a little while ago, it's not funny anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just cut this conversation and talk about something else. He's the guy who wants to keep egging it on.
She also looked like intimidation. So, you know, respectfully, you know, I kept the balloon, you know, just to see how far it would go, honestly. But I think that I hope you graduate from law school and you're going to be something great, for sure. But your decision making, baby, you know, you got your decision making got to tighten up.
First of all, you don't need to apologize to this guy, because all that's going to do is boost his ego even more. Oh my gosh, you told me I was right. That's the last thing this guy needs to hear, is that he was right. He's getting a boner off of the whole idea of you saying that he was right to begin with. So calm down. Don't be that humble.
Yeah, it was really hard.
See?
There's nothing. I actually like the 7 chakras, though. I like that.
See that decision making. Yes, you know, you got to make better choices in life. You know.
But handsome. He's handsome.
Okay.
I swear the guys at the end of the panel are sitting here thinking like, yo, this guy is just doing too much. Now, it's funny when you're probably in the room and you're around the guy and it's like, this guy's like slick crashing out. He's not doing a full-blown crash out because he's completely in control here. It's just more or less like, I don't know. I don't know if this is the best look. Like, is this how you want to be remembered off of Pop the Balloon? You coming out here and exposing yourself to be this mega hypocrite, you know, from clip to clip to clip to clip. And I'm trying to keep this in context. This is literally every reaction that he had on this show. Except for, I think, the very last one, which was pointless.
Name and age, and what are you passionate about?
My name is Mac. I'm 39. I'm passionate about my kids, my business, and finding love. You know, I think that those 3 things is what make a person whole.
Sounds great. Sounds noble. Sounds amazing. Sounds like he forgot about the fact that he had 6 other businesses. Sounds like he forgot that he had 3 other jobs. Or are those part of the businesses? I need more context. I need more understanding, because I feel like he's leaving out a lot of detail. Why do I feel like most of his jobs involve scamming, lying, not a real job? Why do I feel like that's what's taking place? I feel like most of the businesses he owns are social media. He has a TikTok. He has a Snapchat. He He has an Instagram. He has a Facebook. He has a YouTube. That's 5 different businesses right there, if that's what you're considering to be businesses. Most of these people who come out on these platforms and say, I'm an owner of a social media company, they're talking about YouTube. They have a channel. That's what they're talking about.
And over here, how do you feel about 50-50?
As a man, I would never agree with 50-50. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that as a man, you know what I'm saying, I'm supposed to carry that load, but I do understand the complex of relationships. And sometimes a man might fall short and a woman might have to pull 70% of the load and a man might have to pull 30%. Or like sometimes a man might have to pull 100% and 10% or vice versa. So I think in relationships, you know what I'm saying, we should all be mindful of 50-50 is unrealistic. That's some bullshit. That's some unrealistic American bullshit. So at the end of the day, you know, a relationship is based on working it out. So like I can't go 50-50 with you, but I can go with you though.
Heard you.
Sounds great. Sounds noble. Once again, sounds like total BS. Sounds like this man is just saying all the great things, which honestly, I agree with everything that he talked about right there for the most part. If you can, provide. But why do I feel like pretty much everybody on that panel is like, homie, I feel like you're full of crap, homie. Why do I feel like you don't believe in 50-50 the way you say you do? Why do I feel like if it came down to 50-50, you would be the first person to rub it in your woman's face that you're paying for everything whenever she was like, well, I agreed that I would help you with stuff, but you wouldn't let me. Well, I'm the man, and yet you're still bitching. Still crashing out. Why do I feel like that's who this guy is? Like, the bottom line is, if you can provide like that, do it. I just know in most circumstances nowadays, that's just not the case. And I guarantee you that's more than likely not the case for everybody that's on that panel. Maybe one of them's a yoke like that. Maybe one of them.
Dating with attention, what does that look like for you?
All right, dating for attention for me is marriage. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like Arlette and BM. You know what I'm saying? So if you trying to build something that's cultivating, you know what I'm saying, something that's for the kids, something that's for the family, then that's what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dating just for the screw around or all that. I'm 39 years old, so now I'm looking for the long term. So if you're not dating for marriage, then you're just wasting time. You know, and that's just my take on that.
Why do I feel like this man is more full of shit than a porta potty at a music festival? This man is just totally full of it. Everything that he said is on point. He has said everything that I'm pretty sure most people believe in. Everything is just check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark. He's hit all the boxes. And the reason he's hanging on with most of these women is because most of them find him attractive. He's really tall. He's light skinned, you know what I'm saying? Which even though, I don't know, it's not really working for me nowadays. That's why I got a hat on, because I'm effing up. I need to go get a haircut, but my guy's booked. Either way, I'm working on it. Bucket hat all the way until that point. But he's tall, light skinned, you know, I guess he's got a decent frame, minus the pot belly, which it looks like he's definitely needing to lay off the yeast and get in the gym. Wardrobe. I don't think a lot of women are digging the wardrobe. I don't think it's fitting of a man who's almost 40 years old, but hey, you can wear whatever you want. I'm not going to judge you because, hey man, if you're cool, you're cool. And it doesn't really judge your character based on what you're wearing. But you do look a tad ridiculous, and you do come off as a complete hypocrite.
Let's go, babe.
Come on.
So you have kids?
I have a 4-year-old.
Okay, what's your relationship like with the father?
It's decent.
Okay, so cool. Your baby daddy all good and everything. So what about your career goals? Like your career, what are you doing for work right now?
So I'm a braider and loctician. I have a hat business with my dad. And my next journey is becoming a fitness trainer.
So you don't have a 9-to-5?
The hat business is like my 9-to-5.
I'm saying, do you have like a real job where you get a W-2 from?
The hat business, strong wool, yes.
You get a W-2 from there?
I do. I'm a contractor, but yeah.
So do you get a W-2 though?
It's a 1099. That's what a contractor is.
That's what's up. Hey, I mean, that's what's up.
Okay. So now, is he someone that's your type?
Not quite.
Okay, why not?
Not a fan of the hair. You dress fine.
Why you didn't pop my balloon a long time ago then?
Can I hear you? Can I hear you out?
Okay. Is he getting hostile? I mean, is that what's happening here? Why? Why? Chill out. I mean, she didn't pop it because she was going to hear you out. You said you were going to hear her out. Just like the other women, y'all were going to hear them out. So what's the big deal? Well, she's just supposed to come out and pop it immediately. It's not supposed to be all based on looks. You're a relationship coach, right? Relationship expert. You're supposed to be telling these people it's not about your looks. It's about how you feel on the inside. Tell them, you know what? Project your personality. Go out there. Be cool. Be yourself. But I guess apparently it's supposed to be based on just that, which is true. And these are always great, social experiments. That's why I like watching Pop the Balloon, is because it is a great social experiment. Watching humans make these decisions based on what we all know to be pretty much true. If you don't qualify physically, you're usually eliminated right from the get-go. Like me, I couldn't be on this show. It would be a disaster. If I walked into one of those panels and unfortunately it was a whole bunch of BBWs, they would all be popped immediately. I'd be like, I'm sorry, I'm walking off the set and I apologize. Nothing against the BBWs. I'm just a thinner guy, personally. Love you to death, and I'm going to support you in whatever, you want to do in your life. But I'm just a thinner dude, and that's just not my personal preference. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. So, but hey, look, not saying, never mind.
I would have tried. I gave it a long time.
And then it's me,
I'm just saying, a woman ain't got no job. You ain't really got no job. You talking about hustling, your baby dad is still in your life. Like, this sounds like a lot of drama for me, baby. I'm cool.
To each his own, my brother.
Let's go. All right.
You.
Why'd you end up popping your...
Also, this is the type of guy who just can't let it go. Bro, just, say your piece and let them walk. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you got to keep saying something? This is that feminine behavior that Myron is always talking about. Just let it be, bruh. Damn. Why do these guys gotta go ahead and just say more? Like, I get it at a point when you're young. Like, you're hurt. You know what I'm saying? You don't like being denied. You don't like being turned away. It hurts your feelings. It hurts your feelings at any point in time in life when somebody says no to you. But the bottom line is you're supposed to get to a point where you learn how to handle these things and you move forward. All these dudes that are lined up on this panel throughout this episode handled this stuff with grace. All right, hey, you didn't like it, so be it. That's cool. And he just couldn't do it. And he's supposedly the one with all these jobs, all this income, all this freedom, and all this different stuff. And yet, for whatever reason, he seems to be the most insecure one.
And we did get a pop balloon over here. Your name and age, and why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Mac, 39. I popped my balloon because I'd have met girls like you before.
Okay.
Tiffany, Sasha, Tasha. You crazy as a mother. Yeah,
Okay.
You crazy. So all we gonna be doing is fucking fighting. So especially if you think he a bad boy, you show them no, like you need to. We good. We
Okay.
ain't got nothing going. You know what I'm saying? But you look good.
Thank you. I
look
appreciate
good.
that.
This
Thank you.
I just don't with
Hey,
you
yeah.
crazy them up.
Okay. Now, is he someone that's your type?
Yes and no. I would say it's off of first glance, right? We only have the first meeting. I'm not digging the whole look. Again, you kind of a little bit remind me of the bad boy type, right? You said you're 37? Is that it?
I'm 39.
39?
Wrong.
Excuse me.
Wrong.
Okay, yes. So it was given a little bit.
Wrong.
I didn't pay attention enough the first time when I watched this. But these jeans is hugging. They is cut off the circulation to this man's feet. I'm pretty sure them feet is purple at this point in time. Like, them things are hella tight. They look like Under Armour. Like, you would probably need to go ahead and check that tag underneath that belt buckle and make sure that's not who it's sponsored by, because this looks like spandex jeans. Need to make sure that he's not wearing leggings out here, sort of like that one ridiculous streamer when she painted on her pants and walked into the gym with her cooter out. This almost is to that point. Like, you might need to check this guy and make sure he ain't hiding his bulge somewhere. Because, dude, these is tight. I didn't realize it was like that. Like, everything he's got on is tight. Like, his turtleneck is already on tight enough, even though it's long enough to be tucked in. It's long enough to be tucked in, and yet it's still tight because he's got the beer belly. Now, I don't know personally if he's taking any of these, denials, personally or whatnot. It seems like he's taking it well. But then it kind of gives you some of those crazy eyes, and it makes you wonder, I feel like he might chop somebody's head off.
We gonna go to the hood
I don't know.
everything.
Yeah, maybe not. I'm still young, right?
Nah, I know you crazy as hell though.
But yeah,
Crazy.
Let's go back.
Yeah, I knew it. He's psycho. You heard that laugh? There's something about this man that's a tad bit cuckoo. He's a little off. And how you gonna just judge this girl and say she crazy? You crazy there, yeah, you crazy, you know what I'm saying? I seen girls like you, Tasha, Sasha, Pasha, Kabasha, or whatever. I mean, dang, dog, this would be a terrible coach to pay for. This would be equivalent to paying for Black Guru. Paying for advice from Fresh is the same thing as listening to this guy. It ain't gonna be any different. It's the same. You're gonna get garbage out of it. Like the episodes of South Park when people started talking shit was literally flying out of their mouths because that's what everything was in Stan's mind. That's what you would see if you sat down in the room with this guy. This man is literally so full of shit he could fill up the Grand Canyon. Now, I made a lot of poop jokes in this video, but that's all I think of when I see this guy. Like, he has so much in him that I'm pretty sure you could smell it off of him as soon as you walked into the room and he hadn't even farted. The dude has barely queefed and you can already smell poop.
Name an age and answer your question.
So I'm looking for someone that I can be romantically involved with, but someone that want to build, financially as well. Someone that, can eventually become my best friend, you know what I'm saying, and we can have our happily ever after, you know what I'm saying. So I'm not here for just dating and fucking around. I'm here for the real deal, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's been a lot of Rudy Poos came out here and they was half stepping. So if your game is if you come here for looking for love, what the show is about, then hey, let's look for love.
Okay.
Now when this chick rolled out, I could sense there was some like sexual energy coming up off of the way she was moving, the way she walked. You know what I'm saying? Like the way she carries herself, the way she's wearing her dress. I seen this archetype of female and they like to get down. And I mean, look, they is fun. She's pretty. So I mean, this really, look, I'm just saying she can seduce a guy. Definitely. A guy that had a couple too many drinks, hell, just a couple drinks. She would get him. She would. If she made the right guy her target, locked them up. But in this circumstance, I can definitely see where his angle, the way he's been playing it, all sexual, like, basically trying to throw all sorts of innuendos out there to all the other women about like, I like to get down like that. She was digging it. And the thing is, that approach, everybody has their different methods and different ways of talking to women and whatnot. Guess what? It's going to work on someone. Someone is digging your crap somewhere. Somebody likes your comedy. Somebody likes your content. Somebody likes something that you're doing somewhere. So, might as well keep trying.
So, I'm in the kitchen. I'm cooking dinner. It's kind of late. You're coming home. The kitchen is a little messy. What are you going to do next when you come in the door?
Okay, let's start there and come back this way. Okay, what you doing if you come home, kitchen's a little mess, she's making dinner, it's late?
Most likely I'm probably going to come in and start helping you clean up, you know what I'm saying? But the dinner probably ain't going to get cooked. It's probably over with for the dinner. We're probably going to have to order out. But I'm going to take the initiative to start cleaning up and helping you out, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
For sure. Can I ask a question?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Exactly. See, she knows.
Now see, she liked that answer because she's trying to get down, trying to get a little busy. It feels like I'm telling you, she has some type of energy about her that's kind of a good mix with homie here, except for the fact that once again, everything sounded good on paper. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna help you get this place right. I'm gonna help you get it together. I'm gonna help clean. I'm gonna help you with the chores, baby. But we ain't gonna eat no more. We gonna have to eat Chinese tonight. Go ahead and get the number. Call Marco's. Get a pizza. Because we banging right now. That's all he thinks about. Look at the way he looked at these women. Now, most of us, there's a lot of guys like me. Honestly, I got kind of lazy eyes too. Not like lazy eyes, like roll around like marble lazy eyes, but like the ones that kind of like when you talk to people, they chill. That's what he looks like. He looks like he's stoned a lot, even though I don't think he's smoking. I just think he relaxed. But he's always talking about what's underneath the skirt. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, you ain't got to show your sexual energy that much, bruh. Just, hey, bring it out at certain points in time. This turns off more women than it's going to turn on. I mean, I don't even want to criticize the guy because the thing is, this type of play works for certain guys because he's only looking for a certain type of female. Like, honestly, in his mind, he's only looking for a certain type of female. But once again, hypocrisy's hit in because he's talking about how he wants to find love, and he's on this show to find love, and he's already got 2 kids, one fresh out the oven, and the other one's well developed. And it's like, you know what? Are you really looking for love, or are you just looking to clap cheeks? Because that's what I feel like here. I'm thinking you're only looking to smash, which is fine, but I just think it's interesting you came to pop the balloon to pop booty. I mean, that's the thing.
What is your relationship like with your mother?
My relationship with my mother was unprofound. You know what I'm saying? It's the best relationship that I can ever ask for from a human being. And when my mother passed away in 2020, I felt like nobody else on this planet Earth knew me. You know what I'm saying? So I felt really lost. And I regret that my mother couldn't pass me on to another woman. But that's my relationship with my mother. You know, nobody ever got a chance to take her place. But that was my best friend. So my mama was everything to me. I was the only kid out of like 8 kids that was breastfed. So like, you know what I'm saying? They had to kick me out the bed. You know? So our relationship was just unmatched. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a mama's boy. I love my mama, like, for sure.
I'm sorry to hear about your loss. Okay.
All of that was really wholesome. All of it felt real good. It felt right. Talking about his mother, how he loves her, and how they had this great relationship. But then he started talking about how he missed sucking on the titties. And I just was like, bruh. Your mom now, I know y'all had a great relationship, but somehow it still led to nipples. Pacifying you sexually. That's what everything comes down to this guy. This guy is 100% controlled by his ding dong. And I always find that to be a travesty with dudes because that is how so many guys crash out. It's how I assumed if I was to get money in college, like I couldn't play college sports today. Getting all this money and stuff like that. If I was on campus with money, getting whatever I want, oh my God. I mean, dude, if I was actually a 5-star prospect, crashed out completely. Absolutely. And it would have been on the chicks. I would have lost my mind, especially like 2021, because I was one of those guys, late bloomer, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't getting no action in high school. College came around, things changed in life. And the difference was, I was cooler, I guess. But anyway, if you add a whole bunch of money to that, oh no. Trying to focus and play games, I probably would have succeeded for a while, but it would have caught up. I'm telling you, the partying, it would have been too much. I partied a lot when I was already in college and I wasn't even the shit. Imagine with NIL money. My goodness.
Okay, we should have stayed over there. All right.
How was your relationship with your mother?
It was great.
How was your relationship with your father?
It was great.
Okay, where you from?
I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah. Okay, do you have any kids?
Yes.
How many kids do you have?
2.
How many baby fathers do you
1.
have? Okay, what was your first job?
She said a question.
I mean, hey, I'm trying to, it's speed dating.
No. Well, I think you
saying?
asked enough questions for the rest of the line.
Well, I'm just trying to get to know you. So I don't want to do the balloon thing and we get at the end and we pair and then it ain't a pair. So.
Oh, it's gonna be a pair if it's a pair.
Oh, that's how you feeling?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We'll be back then. We'll be back.
My light-skinned yellow brother, it is pop the balloon. It is not speed dating. Though I understand what you're trying to say. It is not that. Read the room. Don't forget about the other brothers that are in there. Don't be selfish. By asking all those questions, you take away an opportunity for somebody else to have a chance to really say something profound or asking a nice question. But yet you had to keep speaking because you had to be the loudest person in the room. You had to be the smartest guy in the room. You had to be the person that everybody has their eyes on. And I get it. Some people love the spotlight. Hell, that's why most of us are on YouTube, because we want some form of spotlight. But guess what, homie? You're having your moment, but let some other guys have some shine. Like, they all seem like respectable guys, and I wish I could have shown you the rest of this video, but if I did, it would be really long.
Questions over here?
No, I think I heard them all.
He asked them all for you, huh?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, well, it is time to pop a balloon whenever you're ready. I'm sorry. You see? It's your balloon.
See how I popped out my hand? It didn't want to be popped, but I'm going to pop it for you.
No.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Okay, so why was your balloon unpopped for her?
Well, I wanted to hear her out. I thought that she came out and she had real ambition, you know what I'm saying, to find somebody that's different. But I also know that we can also be judgmental and we can judge a book by its cover.
And by real ambition, I'm assuming that he's meaning ambition to sleep with him, because I think he could sense the same thing I was sensing when she walked out there, and was that energy I was talking about. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was, palpitating up out of her, just, pulsating up out of that dress that she has on. He can see it oozing up out of her, but for whatever reason, he still couldn't control himself. And see, this is the reason why I've mentioned this video a couple times on this channel, and it was by the Authentic Observer, and it was talking about the nice guy archetype. And the whole thing about the nice guy archetype, people who say everything that you agree with when you're constantly just like nodding your head, yes, 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 queen, all that stuff, when you're saying that to the man, that's a problem. That's a red flag, because that man is clearly pandering. Nobody who says 100% of the stuff you can agree with is trustable. Now, he is sprinkling just a little bit of dirt in there to give you enough cause to pause to be like, well, he's obviously got some flaws, and that's good. Everybody has flaws. You need to not agree with everything somebody says, sort of the Yada, whatever his name is, the guy who we talked about on this channel before, another panderer. Those aren't people you can trust because they're always lying to you. The nice guy archetype, just like he displayed here when he lost the balloon. The truth of the matter is, he had too big of an ego to let her pop his balloon. He wanted to pop it. And she said, no. Arlette's like, no. You know why? Because he was going to pop the balloon, because he didn't want her to be able to do that to him. It was going to hurt somewhere deep down, even though he's like, man, it's cool. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to be mellow here on the podcast, even though I'm really going to get upset and butthurt about the fact that you're going to pop my balloon because, well, I have ego. And we all have ego. But I'm telling you, I can see things inside of this guy that I wouldn't trust. Probably be a cool guy to work with at times like that, like a factory setting. But if you were in an office building, this guy would piss me off. He'd get on my nerves because he would act like the know-it-all and try to boss people around, even though he doesn't have a higher, position of power or anything like that. He's one of those guys.
So, there's a lot of layers to me. So I don't blame her for popping the balloon, because I'm hard on the mother. So, you might not want this job, because this job, it entails a lot, you know what I'm saying? And, you got to be a whole lot of woman to stand over here in this environment, for real.
So why'd you end up popping his balloon?
No reason, just because the other guy, I think he said he worked in the dental field.
Okay.
He used to be a dental assistant. So,
what did
he say?
Trying to get them veneers.
Go ahead, go.
No, I actually don't want veneers. I don't. But that's just why, honestly. And
Are you African?
All right, come on, let's head back.
Homie, put a lid on it, please. Just, as I always say on this channel, let it die. Please, just do that. Let the conversation end. She likes the other guy more. Now, for whatever reason, she didn't want to just say that. I guess she probably didn't want to hurt your feelings. Like a lot of people on the show, the men and the women, they usually try not to directly hurt people's feelings, even though this guy's been taking subliminal, weird shots throughout the episode. Not really shots, but weird things have been taking place. But at least he was honest. He did say that he was a whole lot of guy to handle and you need to be a whole lot of woman. And I believe him. I believe he is very difficult to be around for long stretches of time. Some people are really good for short, interactions and whatnot. But some people, the longer you hang around them, the worse it gets. He's sort of like that guy at work that for whatever reason you get stuck in conversation with him and you can't get out of it. They never know when to kill that conversation. He's the kind of person you would get stuck working with overnight and you just do not want to talk to him. It's like one of those guests that comes back and you're extremely drunk and you're like, please just go to your effing room, man. I don't want to talk to you all night and I don't want to go through your life problems and hear about how your baby mama is no longer letting you come by the house and, see the kids. I mean, I don't want to hear about that. It's real early in the morning for all that depressing shit. Take that on somewhere. You know what I mean? Please take it to bed. Here's a bottle of water. I mean, but that's what this guy is. He's the person who just wouldn't stop talking. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine if he got drunk and came back to the hotel. I would have to have security escort this guy to his room because I'd be like, look, bro, I got work to do. He would just go, oh man, I'll tell you, man, life is all sorts of different stuff, man. You ever see them chicks over on Broadway? Yeah, I hear you. I don't want to hear anymore. This guy, I'm telling you, he's just like Cooley. I talk a lot, but also that's why I'm on YouTube and I just want to go through it. But in situations like this, keep it limited. I can keep it limited.
Name and age, and how do you deal with setbacks or failures?
Mac, 39. How I deal with setbacks and failures, right? I think that I embrace it. You know what I'm saying? I congratulate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm fail-proof. I failed so many times in life that I'm fail-proof. So I think that, like, the failure it shouldn't be looked at as, like, a downside. It should be looked at as a learning curve. Like, okay, I messed up that time. Now I can get it right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to worry about crossing that bridge again because now on to the next thing. So, like, I encourage failure because you got to, just like a kid walking, you know what I'm saying? You got to learn to fall in order to learn how to walk.
That's true.
For sure.
Okay.
Truly poetic.
Over here.
My views on traveling is if I couldn't travel and see the world, I'd rather not be alive. Because, like, you know, it's just dead time.
Me personally, I just want to know how you're going to find a way to travel when you got all these businesses and all these jobs and you got 2 kids. Now, he does explain it later, like, well, I got baby mamas, grandmamas, aunties, you know, cousins. Everybody else can watch my kids because I need to go out and kick it and get my rocks off. Like, he's that kind of dad that's out there still kicking it while his kids really need him at the house. His son's over there failing math and can't read worth shit, but yeah, he's still out there trying to get chicks in the club. Like, this guy gives me so much energy because all he talks about is trying to smash for the most part that I'm pretty sure he would be out here trying to Cosby the chicks. Pulling a full Darren Sharper. Not in the woo. You know what? That's too far. That's too far. Those are some strong accusations because Darren went way too far. Dang it. Go figure. One of my favorite athletes, one of my favorite players had to commit one of the most heinous crimes that you can possibly imagine. He did that. I love, for whatever reason, all the worst athletes. That was random, but that's I do.
Just one?
Yeah, just one.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Any kids?
Yes, I have 2 kids.
Okay. How old?
One 13 and one 9 months.
Okay.
Yep, so got a fresh one and a grown one.
Okay. Very fresh.
Yeah, very fresh.
All right. So go ahead and pop another balloon. All right. So why'd you have your balloon unpopped?
Man, it's the gap. That gap in the mother teeth took me back to high school to Simone. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I came on this show to be honest. Boy, that gap, I know what that do. So I ain't gonna even lie. And then she said she could take a trip too. We could dip off tomorrow. You hear me? We can go to the Bahamas and she look like a eater. So definitely want to meet her. So
All right.
I mean, I'm just being honest with you. You know what I'm saying?
Who's gonna
Like,
watch the 9-month-old?
you said who gonna watch the 9-month-old? She got a mama, a grandma. She got, you know what I'm saying? Like, my kids are very well taken care of. So, you know what I'm saying? When you got money, you can take care of your kids. You know what I mean? I'm here to find love, not a babysitter.
Okay.
But that gap, though, I know that throw deep. I'm
All right,
sorry.
Stop it. Okay. So why did you end up popping his balloon?
The 9-month-old.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
that's
a
a
little
little
too
too.
young.
That's respectful, though. That's like red flag. But, you know, it was, you know, hey, unapologetically, you know what I'm saying, things happen in life. So, you know, that's a different story for a different time. But, you know, you can't judge a book by its cover, man. There's layers to this, you know what I mean?
All right. Let's head on over here.
You are right. There are layers. And they are so thick, full of shit, that they could fertilize an entire solar system. Almost repopulate an entire galaxy. Life spreads, flowers, grass, trees, anything green. There's that much crap. True manure. This was a very interesting breakdown. This is the end. I'm finally there. I'm sorry I took up so much of your time today. This was a long lesson and a good one to go through, I felt like this was important. Felt like this was vital. I feel like we really needed to just go through this because this is an example of what men should never do if you're really trying to attract a woman. Notice the signs of this individual and make sure you never replicate it. Do not duplicate these actions or you will fail. Now, there was one more chick, but everybody popped her balloon because, you know, she definitely, not to be rude, she didn't look as nice as all the other females on the show. But the funny thing is, she matched. She matched at the end of the day. She did. She actually ended up hooking up with somebody. Now I don't know if she hooked up, but she did. She did find a match. Well, anyway, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown, and I will have more commentary for you very soon. God, family, club.